to the UK, where the Prime Minister is under fire after unveiling those tough new immigration laws and plans that have sparked backlash from across the political spectrum, including from his Labour Party. In a speech introducing the immigration white paper, Starmer warned mass immigration could turn Britain into quote-unquote island of strangers, the remark that quickly drew comparisons to Enoch Powell's infamous Rivers of Blood speech that he made in 1968. It was called racist then and outrageous by many others. If that is the comparison that Labour Prime Minister is drawing, then you can imagine the kind of backlash he is facing from all sides. What does it mean? The tougher English tests, the freeze on hiring overseas care workers. Suspended Labour MP has in fact, Zara Sultana, called Starmer's remarks sickening, and there have been a host of others as well. We are putting some of that out for you viewers to see the kind of backlash that he's actually facing. Will there be some sort of a climb back on that? Will he put some of this in abeyance? Could he look to probably revisit some of those? That's exactly what I'm going to be asking. In fact, joining me on the show, Syed Zubair Ahmed, who's a senior journalist joining me from London to understand. Zubair, just how significant is the kind of backlash that Starmer is facing, and could that mean some sort of a revisit or a pause in some of these plans?
It's very difficult to say if there will be a pause or revising the proposals, which is given in a 69-page white paper. But yes, the criticism is widespread. It is across the board. Politicians from across a political spectrum. You have businessmen, you have social workers, journalists. They are all very, very upset about the speech and what he said, that the Britain would become an island of strangers if net migration wasn't reduced. So I don't know if Mr. Starmer is going to, go back and have a relook at the proposal. But, despite facing heavy criticism, he has defended himself stoutly. Saying that he values the contribution of migrants, but he also has stressed that the new arrivals must learn English and integrate into British society. Now, some of these things that he is talking about it has been echoed by various people here, socialites, social workers, politicians. And this is a sense I get here in this country that the quality of immigrants that's coming into this country is not being liked very much here in England. For instance, the average person on the street here
Zubair,
doesn't mind.
I understand that some of this has to be rooted in some sort of a political feedback mechanism that Starmer and his party are getting. But I want to understand from you that how much of that is related to the rise of Nigel Farage. The local polls that took place on 1st of May, one can dismiss them as being local polls, but they also convey some of the sentiment.
Absolutely. That is spot on. I think one of the reasons Mr. Starmer has taken this stance is because in this month's local election, his Labour Party has done very, very poorly, and Nigel Farage's party has done very well. And even in the general election last year, Mr. Farage's party, even though it was expected to do better than what they did, but they actually rose in terms of the growth was seen widely across the country. So there is this fear among the Labour Party politicians that they have to checkmate Nigel Farage's popularity. And, this is not in isolation. I'm not really surprised at the speech and the proposals put forward by the Prime Minister in the White Paper. It was the Labour Party's election promise to reduce migration into this country. And all over Europe, we can see
it is happening.
that,
it's a trend.
It is happening. That's the trend, yes.
Yes, sorry to interrupt you there because I'm running out of time, but very quickly, net migration, in fact, is expected to fall to 300,000 by 2029, and 100,000 fewer migrants are expected to come due to visa changes. Very quickly, I want to understand from you, is there any chance of any of this actually being put on hold, given the backlash from his own party?
So far, whatever I have been hearing from Mr. Starmer himself and other his cabinet members who were on the programs this morning in radio, I don't think they're going to budge from their stance.
All right. So, of course, Indians form a very large chunk of immigrants, and they will have to brace themselves for the changes that have been made. Thank you so much, Zubair, joining us from London. Turning attention to another story that's deeply troubling, given the fact that thousands of layoffs have taken place, particularly in the IT sector this year alone. There are reports that suggest that Microsoft is now the latest company to be now announcing massive layoffs across the world. These are cost-cutting drives that are being made. As I said, Microsoft being one of them, 6,000 employees is what they are looking to cut. HP slashed 2,000 jobs. Ola, in fact, cut 1,200 jobs. Salesforce, in fact, cut 1,000 employees off their payrolls this year. And that number, unfortunately, is growing. Remember, this year, it's only been 5 months of this year where about 53,000 jobs have been cut worldwide when it comes to some of these global tech companies. What does this mean from a technology point of view, given the fact that AI could be one big factor for these business decisions to be changing? On that note, completely timed out on this edition of India Global. Thanks so much for watching.